Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Go for a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
If the new Chicken Big Mac at McDonald's looks like a Big Mac, has 3 buns and sauce like a Big Mac, but has 2 chicken patties, then it's not a Big Mac.
At participating McDonald's for a limited time.
This episode is brought to you by Buffalo Trace Distillery. Powerful yet smooth. Contained but never tame. Proudly going their own way, but never going alone. This is the spirit inside Buffalo Trace Bourbon. Made at Buffalo Trace Distillery, the world's most award-winning distillery. Buffalo Trace is always perfectly untamed. Distilled, aged, and bottled by Buffalo Trace Distillery, Franklin County, Kentucky. 90 proof, 45% alcohol by volume. Learn more at buffalotracedistillery.com. Please drink responsibly.
On this episode of Don't Blame Me, we have Andrea Russett, and we talk about when should you break up with somebody in person? Should you do it over the phone, text message? What's the threshold? Talk about a girl who might potentially have psychic abilities. Plot twist, Andrea believes we're all living in a simulation. And we also talk about a girl who just got married and now wants to sleep with other people. It's juicy, it's dramatic, and Andrea Russett's here, so it's a good one. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. Today, we have a guest that I'm very excited about. We've been trying to get you on this for a while. And you're here finally.
I'm here. It's
Andrea Russett.
Hi.
And I do love the TBT that she gave before when we weren't recording, that this reminds us of the IMO couch.
Oh, yeah.
If you're watching it, you'll know.
It's crazy because like a month ago, I went back and rewatched an IMO
Why?
just for memes. Because I think I was describing to someone what I did when I first came out to LA.
Oh, what was it though?
And I rewatched and I was like, this is like really painful.
Oh my
Like,
God.
It's really.
Do you remember the episode that will forever stick in my mind is when it was the one where we were no longer allowed to sit next to each other? It was you, me, and Gracie. Yes. Something with emojis. Yes. I don't know what it was.
It was a craft and we lost it.
And it was just us looking at each other, you, me, and Gracie, and we're just getting in so much trouble. And everybody else is like trying to keep the show together and like
trying to keep
yelling
things
at us.
moving. And we're like, look at mine.
Oh God, I remember it.
Oh, the good old days.
It was a good time. Back
It was
in
a good time.
Those old times with my old nose and all of that.
My old face,
which is not as cute. But yeah. If you guys are new here, this is Don't Blame Me. It's an advice podcast. We've got some calls and we're going to give people advice. If you want to be in an upcoming episode, the phone number is 310-694-0976. And for international listeners, you can email an audio file to meghanpodcast@gmail.com. And yeah, I feel like you'll be good at this.
I wouldn't get your hopes up.
No, I feel like you would. You're super honest and like transparent. You know what I mean?
Yes, but that doesn't mean it's good advice. Like,
yeah, but that's. I honestly think that's like you're not afraid of pissing people off.
Yes,
and
true.
that's really. I mean, that's all I go into this with.
Okay, well then we're good.
Yeah,
I was made for this.
Yeah, no, I'm just like I don't care if you're mad at me, but like
these are my thoughts.
Yeah, just don't tell me if you're mad. That's the thing. I'm like I can say whatever, but like if you email and like you're pissed, like I don't want to.
I can't know that.
I don't need to know.
I can't go on.
Exactly. I'll die. And we also have Melissa here.
Hello.
Our what's your role today? What's your title?
I'm just happy to be
You're just
here.
happy.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that's
such a blessing.
Just a blessing. Hashtag blessed.
Blessed.
Logan Paul, Jake Paul. They feel like they say that.
No. Are you kidding?
No.
They're like, I deserve this.
Oh,
I'm not blessed.
I worked for this. Oh God, so bad. And what's that thing they do?
Dab.
Yeah.
Yeet. I don't know.
I don't know. I had a couple friends who like seriously, genuinely watch Logan Paul's vlogs for a while, and I'd be like, "You need to stop."
No,
I hung out with
nephew.
Team 10 the other day.
Ooh.
You what?
I hung out with a Team 10 member the other day.
Oh, is a good one or a bad
By
one?
accident.
Oh,
Oh,
my
okay.
defense.
You
Was
made
it
it
the
sound
little
like it
kids?
was the whole team.
Yeah.
It was just me and the team, guys.
I was
I
number
think I'm
11.
in.
My God.
The initiation.
But shit, I mean, it does seem like a pretty good setup.
Right?
Minus the cult part.
Yeah. I mean, but
Yeah. I mean, what do you have to like? What?
Just a cult.
It's just a small cult.
Did you see the house?
It's a pretty nice house. I bet I would be like with Erica in the situation of being like, can we have furniture? Like we have money and like why don't we have nice things?
I don't want a jumpy house. I just want a couch.
Like just get me a fucking restoration. We can afford a Restoration Hardware class
Please,
couch.
I need a mattress.
Get me a fucking couch. Oh my God, so bad. Someone get a bed frame. So bad.
Seriously.
That's one of my dating rules. If a guy does not have a bed frame, done.
No.
Do people
100%
not
done.
have bed frames?
Yes.
Did you go to college?
Just
No, I didn't. I'm
There
a
you
high
go.
school dropout.
There you go. I've never dated any of the guys I dated in college. Not one of them had a bed frame.
Yeah.
What? Do you just put a mattress on the floor?
Yep.
No way.
Yes, you have sex on my mattress on the floor. My college boyfriend had a mattress on the floor and silk sheets. And I'm like, really? We splurge on one thing but on the other?
And like a bed frame's like $50.
I know.
Yeah.
Even
You
just a
get-
platform.
Yeah, you can get them like on Craigslist for free.
I
because
had no idea
places-
this was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
It's
places
disgusting.
take them to be like donated.
Yeah.
Because and so
Oh.
you can get them like for free. That's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I had sex in that bed.
Well, it
Not
wasn't
good.
that
It wasn't great.
disgusting
Wow,
to
you're
you.
brave.
I was. It was college. I was drunk. I was
You're
repeatedly
drunk.
very, very, very drunk.
Wow, I did not
Yeah.
know that was a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're so lucky. I did
No
have
other
sex on the
options.
floor of a frat house post grad.
Ooh.
I know.
You have so many stories.
Post grad.
I feel like college has given you so many stories.
I
and-
wasn't. I mean, I didn't graduate.
That's what I had the question about.
but post me being in college, yeah, sure, fun. Like circle on that little thing. Post the time that I would have been I would have graduated. Yeah, I was far
Got
too
it.
old to have been. I mean, no, I guess, but no, people weren't in college. That how many years ago was that? How old? When do you graduate college?
Where are we?
Where are we?
Don't ask me. I
22?
didn't even graduate high school.
So if I'm okay, yeah, no, people were still in college.
Okay.
Just I didn't happen to be attending any college or that college where I had sex on the floor. Oh, so
just there
bad.
for a good time.
Just there. It was a terrible time too. It wasn't even good. It was so bad.
Oh
Oh,
God.
it was terrible.
Talk about germs.
I know,
Ugh.
right?
Because it's like years and years.
Oh, ew.
That
I'm like
floor
a
was probably, like,
germaphobe.
There was probably a
covered in
foam
cum.
party there too.
Oh yeah.
Oh
I would
God.
get pregnant from someone who was not him. Can
Yeah.
you imagine?
That would be a story.
It
to
would
tell.
have been such
That
a
could
story.
be a movie.
Okay. So shall we dive into the advice?
Let's dive.
Let's dive head first.
Hi, Megan. I'm 24, and I was wondering about your thoughts on whether premonitions were real. Since I was a kid, I've had deja vu a lot, and I've always been attracted to the paranormal. Like, for example, oftentimes I'll think of others I haven't seen forever. Then randomly I'll get a text from them or even see them on the street. I've kind of chalked up all these experiences as just coincidences, or maybe it's just my intuition being wacky. I don't know. But 2 weeks ago, I had a dream about a family member talking to me about cancer. And specifically in the dream, they were saying someone is having cancer. And when I woke up, I was really scared because I was worried that one of my family members actually does have cancer. But I started scrolling through Facebook, as I do most mornings when I wake up, and the first thing I saw was a post saying that my friend I haven't talked to in forever from high school was just diagnosed with cancer. And this really freaked me out. So I guess I'm just calling because I don't even know who to ask about this. It's so embarrassing. But do you ever experience things like this? I don't know. I don't want to say the word premonition, but this stuff happens to me kind of a lot. Does it happen to you or anyone else out there, maybe? It's really weirding me out.
I really hope this doesn't happen to me because I only have nightmares. I have this
Really?
reoccurring nightmare that Selena Gomez is trying to kill me. So I
so
but I
specific.
couldn't remember what it was about. So I just kept like seeing her on billboards and things and being like, ooh, like
my God. She's
chill.
following
Like
me.
I just kept feeling like an uneasy feeling. And then I had the dream again. I was like, oh my God, I've been here before. I keep having a reoccurring dream that Selena Gomez is trying to kill me.
horrifying.
Yeah. So I really hope that I don't. I've never been
do you know
like
what?
that.
Have you seen the movie Premonition?
Oh, I'm spilling all over myself.
Oh,
Does it look like you peed?
Yeah, I thought I peed for a second. It's okay.
It's okay if you did. It's a safe space
It's a
here.
lot. Wait, I've never seen the movie Premonition.
Do you know what a premonition is?
Yeah, it's like a prediction, kind of like, oh, I feel like Raven.
Yeah, it's yes. yes. I think I have a crazy theory about this that I'm going to sound like a lunatic, but I think that happens because we're in a simulation. Okay, I'm
we just took this to a whole
serious.
new
I'm
level.
so serious.
You think this right now is a simulation?
Yes, and
it's a bad one.
and a deja vu is just a glitch.
Oh, well, I mean, also, okay.
That's what I think. I know I sound insane. I don't even smoke that much weed. Like, I swear.
If you told me that theory high, I would not be okay.
I read about it when I was high, and I was like, "Are you kidding
I can
me?"
only happy things I can look at or talk about when I'm high. I will hear sirens, and I heard sirens in my head for like 3 days. One day in high school, I got just too high, and I was like, "They know they're coming back," and I was like, "Megan, you're fine. You were high 3 days ago."
Everyone knows.
Yeah, I think I got a little too high.
A little too high.
Yeah. But I mean, okay, so the deja vu thing, I mean, I always think it's like fun to kind of talk about like
deja vus.
Yeah, and like the potential, like the possibility of there being like people who can see stuff, and totally for it. I mean, the scientific reason of deja vu is like one side of your brain reacts to something earlier than the other side of your brain.
Is that what that is?
Yeah,
that makes a lot
so
more
it's like
sense
you were
than
like, I
my
just
theory.
felt like this is crazy. I just thought about this or whatever. You're like, well, yeah, one part of your brain did it before the other part of your brain. So it's like a split second kind of thing.
Oh, I didn't know. That makes a lot more sense than mine.
No, I like the glitch idea.
I'm going to stick with my glitch theory.
But I mean, I think like, I don't think there's anything wrong with like believing in it either way.
Yeah.
Personally, never have. Have you ever like had like a
deja vu?
Like a spooky feeling?
Yes, I have like deja vus all the time where it's like I know, like watching a show or watching a brand new episode of something. And it's like I have literally seen this exact scene already. Like I did that the other day watching this show that I've never seen before. I was watching it and I was like, I've seen this. Where have I seen this?
Did you watch it on an airplane? Because that happened to me. I watched an entire first season of a show and I realized I saw this on a plane. Because it doesn't feel like real TV.
You're debunking all of my theories.
Mine was the TV show Justified. I was watching it and my boyfriend started watching it and I was like, why have I seen this? And it's not a Megan show. Like it's not something I would ever, like I'd never even thought about it. And I was watching it being like, that guy's about to get shot. And the whole time I was like, I'm fucking psychic. And it keeps going. We keep watching more and more episodes and I'm like, oh my God, I know it's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen. And then I went on a plane and then I saw that it was on a plane. And I was like, I fucking watched on that last plane I was on. I fell asleep watching it. That was this.
See, that's the thing with planes. You watch things you wouldn't usually watch. And then you like half remember it because you fall asleep.
And you're like, I've seen this. And then you watch the movie again and you're like the whole time, I feel like I know this.
Yes.
Is this my life?
Well,
yeah.
That answers a lot of questions I
debunk
had.
it all. But you know, I think it's an innocent thing to believe in unless you start getting paranoid about stuff. And then I think like look into the logic side of it. But I think there's
You might have the gift.
Do you know anyone who has the gift besides the caller whose aunt had the gift?
I do know somebody that has the gift.
Do you?
No.
Oh.
I
That's because you're an alien.
I'm an alien. So that's how.
Yeah, she can't.
Yeah. So when I was a kid, I did have like things where stuff would happen. And I knew it was going to happen before.
Wow.
And I don't think that I fully tapped into it, so it went away.
You grew out of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a friend growing up who she was very much like that. And we used to like joke around with her and like ask her certain things. And she would just like say something off the cuff and then it like something would happen. And it was like very cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We were also like kids and like kind of dumb. So I was like, she could have been just smarter than us and like like figuring out a way to like finagle it. And be like,
I feel like a lot of it too is like, you know how when you speak something into existence?
Oh, totally.
You know, maybe
Yeah.
The gift.
I mean, and when you think about The Secret.
The Secret, yes. That's
It's
what I was thinking of.
like Bling Ring. Oh, love it. Love that. Do you remember anyone? Yeah, good.
Sophia Coppola.
Pretty wild, pretty reckless, pretty wild was the other TV show with. That's literally one of the greatest TV shows of all time. You should watch that. You'd enjoy it. It's before. I think it's a little bit before your time.
Before my time.
Alexis Nyers.
You act like you're
Have
10 years old.
But no, have you seen? But it was like pre you being on Tumblr. It's like Alexis. Do you remember Alexis Nyers? Alexis Nyers.
No.
Okay, so it's this girl. It's the original girl from like the real girl from Bling Ring who like stole all the stuff. And they had a reality show and the mom took them all out of school and they were homeschooled and she just like force fed them Adderall and then their education was The Secret and making mood boards.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
It's not scripted.
No, that happened. Alexis Nyers is a real person.
I need to
It's
watch
the greatest.
that.
It was on MTV. It was one of the greatest reality shows of all fucking time. And the whole thing about her wearing kitten heels is like a legitimate quote of being like, they were kitten heels.
Oh my God, when she calls that.
It's real.
I've seen that.
That's
okay.
It's a reality show.
I thought that was fake. I have to look that up.
It's amazing. Oh my God, fucking shit. It's Nancy.
You made it.
I know.
A whole episode.
I hit it last time a couple times secretly. But no, my best friend and I are constantly be like, Nancy, Joe, this is Alexis Nyers calling. But yeah, I don't even know how I got there.
Inspiring.
But
The Secret.
The Secret. Yeah. Oh yeah, but I also think when you have like a dream about something or you think about something, even whether it's like projecting it to like into the universe to happen or whatever. I also think you seek it out more because you're like, oh my God, I had a dream about cancer. Now, if you see something about cancer, you're like, oh, this makes like you're connecting the dots.
That's true.
So your mind's just more hyper aware of that stuff.
Yeah.
Because like I'll wake up and I have a terrible dream and I'm like super mad at my boyfriend. And then if he does anything, I'm like, I hate you. He's like, well, this was really extreme. And I was like, I think I had a dream where I was mad at you and I was like waiting for the thing to happen so I could be mad. So
yeah, no, that's super true.
Yeah.
That's super true.
But if you are psychic, only tell me good things about my life, not bad things.
Oh, I want to know it all.
No.
If somebody could tell you when you're gonna die, you wouldn't want to know?
No.
Oh, I totally would.
I would not. What if it was like tomorrow, but then also what if it was like, you're never gonna die? That's a lot.
That's how
Never
I've
gonna
lived my
die?
life.
Well, because she's an alien.
Because I'm an alien.
Yeah.
Can you teach me how to? Can you
Teach me how to alien. Teach me how to alien.
Give me some tips.
Yeah. She was born this way.
Damn.
Except not born. You were, what happened to Kyle XY? Created with amniotic fluid.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah, she was just born suspended in amniotic fluid.
Mm-hmm.
She's no belly button
more
either.
fun than human.
Isn't it? Yeah. So she's running the simulation that you think we're in.
I believe
One
that.
of them.
One of them.
There's other people running the other ones.
I know. I really seriously think that.
Wait, do you watch The Good Place?
No.
That'll fuck you
I
up.
know. I started it when I was high and I was like, I have to watch this sober.
It is. Yeah, because it's very much that. You'll feel that.
Oh, that's gonna ruin me.
Yeah. I mean, at least you got like a cute skin for this simulation. That's what they call it in Atomic Carbon. Wow, I can't get any of my references right today. Okay, guys, we're going to go on to the next call.
I'm 21 years old, and I just broke up with a woman who was really special to me. We'd been together for 3 years, but that relationship caused me a lot of heartache and a lot of mental illness. It was super unhealthy, but I'm finally starting to move past it. But when the relationship ended, I was in a really bad place. So, of course, I immediately glued myself to the first person who showed an interest in me. So I started dating my current boyfriend almost immediately after I broke up with my ex. At first, I was super into him and he made me really happy. But now I just find him to be really fucking annoying. So, like, I'm super detached when he's around, and he just sucks. But the problem is, like, he's totally falling in love with me. He's a reformed fuckboy, and I'm essentially his first relationship after 2 years of him basically screwing everything that moves. I don't want to break his heart, but I'm really just not feeling it. So we live 45 minutes apart, and I don't want to be shitty, but, like, do I break up with him over text so that I don't waste my time driving all that way for what's probably going to be a 10-minute conversation? I know that's really shitty. Like, please help me. What do I do?
How long have they been dating?
I think
Did she say?
said a couple months.
Or did she conveniently leave that out? She didn't say.
Didn't say.
Okay. Let's hope it's not that long.
It's like 3 years.
Can you imagine? It's like,
sorry,
it's
it's
like
not gonna
like
work.
9 months. I'm just gonna text him. Fuck. I mean, I've definitely, I haven't been in like the relationship aspect of this, but like my type is recovered fuckboy.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been a many of guys that I haven't, sounds like cocky or whatever, that like I haven't actually like been that into, have been like, oh my God, you're like such a cool, different girl. I'm like, no, you're just sucky and you date sucky people.
Yep.
And I'm being shallow and like having no standards because I have no desire to date you. So I'm going out with you. And like, it's like, girls are awesome. Like, you're just sucky.
Yep.
And like, they've been like, oh my God, like I'm so ready for this. And I was like, oh no,
I'm not.
No, I don't want you to do that at all. So I would fuck.
I would do it over text.
Would
personally.
you?
Yeah.
Okay, but what's your threshold or your cap on like how many months would it have to be for you to have to do it in person?
I dumped a guy that I was dating for like 4 months over text.
Oh, okay. So would you do 6 months?
I got dumped over text from someone I was dating for 1.5 years. So.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you would.
I'm all about the text.
Yeah, there's no limit. The limit does not exist.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's all situational because, you know.
Yeah.
Oh
God. I mean, 45 minutes it's a long drive.
Well, not like LA is.
Yeah, I was going to say like that's going to the grocery store in LA.
That's me going to Whole Foods and oh my God, there was no parking. I had to go home.
Why didn't you use Prime
I
now?
was so mad because I wanted to hot bar dinner. I think there's like an in between. Like if you haven't been dating that long, I think if you've established that it's your boyfriend.
Yeah. If
you have mutual friends, like to be in the purely selfish way, because you obviously are not into him anymore. Selfish way. If you have mutual friends, you're gonna look pretty shitty if you dump him over text message. And like if that gets around, like just not a good look for you. Also, like, obviously not nice to him, but like, let's focus on you. But I mean, yeah, like, I think you could totally call him. Like, the only time I've ever broken up with like a boyfriend over the phone though, is if it's like a toxic, abusive relationship and I'm like afraid that you're going to kill me, have to do this on speakerphone with all of my friends around. But I think like, if it's just that you're not as interested in him anymore, I don't know. I think once you get to the point of like meeting each other's friends and like establishing that you're like monogamous and that you're not seeing other people, I think you kind of owe it to be like an in-person thing. Just because like, I don't know, karma will bite you in the ass. Like the next person that you date, maybe like you'll date for like a year and then they dump you over text.
Yeah. Me.
But yeah, that like
sucks.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like if there's mutual friends and all that, once that gets involved, you kind of owe it.
Yeah. Even just to preserve, like, if it's not about him, even just preserving like your own image.
Or even just to keep on good terms with that person too. Cause you don't want to end things angry.
Cause you don't hate him. You just think he like kind of sucks.
Yeah.
He's not for you.
Yeah.
Not the one.
Yeah, but you don't want to, I don't know. If he is falling in love with her, I would feel so bad if and this is his first relationship, like real relationship. Feel so bad if he got a text message. So I think like maybe a phone call.
At least. Maybe a nice FaceTime.
Yeah. I think if you've been dating 3 months or less, phone call. If you've been dating for more than 3 months or you've met each other's family and you call each other boyfriend, girlfriend, and if you have pictures on Instagram together, then you have to meet up in person. But if there's no pictures, there's not as much betrayal, like only you don't have to alert the like send out a statement like your notes app that you've like broken up. Then I think you could do it over the phone.
Or you could meet halfway.
Phone call.
Meet halfway.
Oh yeah, ask him. Just be like, will you drive to the side of the freeway? Stop at the Starbucks, Tejon Ranch. Will you?
I need to tell you something.
I need you to come over here. I'm like, she's gonna kill me. But he'll also be fine. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Males are very resilient. Yeah, they're like cockroaches. They can't die.
That's so true.
It is. It is. Yeah, former fuckboys are fine. Also a good type. We have the same type. Yeah,
it's unfortunate.
It is, but I love it. Like
I
constantly,
love it and I hate it.
Yeah. But I would be so bored with a guy who's just like obsessed with me.
No,
like the guys who post pictures of their girlfriend being like, "Oh, Woman Crush Wednesday." I'm always like, "Oh my god, I wish my boyfriend did that." I'm like, but I kind of love the fact like he won't text me back, and I'm like, "Do you still like me?"
Yes, isn't
and he's like, "Yeah, I love you. You're sick."
Like,
and I'm
why
like,
do you like that?
Oh, I don't know. I'm like constantly trying. I told him, I was like, he was like, "I know you're interested in me because like you constantly feel like you're trying to be like," because he'll be so lovey and affectionate for like one day, and then he won't be, and I'll be like, "Wait, I want it back, and then he'll do it. I'm like, "Stop it, you're being so clingy." He's like, "You are so dramatic."
Pick one.
I know. I can't. I just love it. I love the drama. I'm a Leo.
Drama.
That's why. Okay. Well, best of luck. Let us know how it goes.
Eek.
On to the next.
So I am 23, married, and we have a kid. I've been married. Well, I've been with him for about 5 years now. We just got married in May. We were dating for about 5 years before. He's great and amazing and wonderful, and we have no problems there. But the problem is, okay, so I had a boyfriend like all through high school, on and off from like sophomore to senior year. We were off more than on, so like the times we were off, I would talk and flirt with guys or whoever I wanted, but I never really hooked up with anyone. And my husband is actually one of those guys I talked to when my ex and I were separated. And so fast forward to 5 years now, 5 years later, I find myself kind of missing the single life. Well, not the single life, but I just almost miss being able to hook up or flirt with whoever I wanted. And I almost like resent my husband a little because before me, he was like living it up in the single life department, if you know what I mean. So I just kind of find myself like jealous that he kind of got to play the field. And I was always like locked down with a guy, but I was actually always like the type of person to be in a relationship. I never really wanted that single life. So it's just kind of weird that now all of a sudden I'm like missing that, I guess. But don't get me wrong, like he is definitely who I want to spend the rest of my life with. Like divorce is not whatsoever like in my mind. I just almost want like a pause button to go and do whatever I want for a second and then come back to reality, if that makes sense. And the worst part is, like, he has been talking about another kid soon, so I just don't know what to do or how to get these thoughts out of my head before we bring in another kid. I just don't want, like, 5 years later, 2 kids later, I'm like, well, shit, I should have did something about it when I was 23. You know, I don't know which path to go. I don't know what I'm supposed to
do or how to get these thoughts away or what I should do. So any advice would be great. Thanks.
The grass is always greener.
It
you
is.
know what I mean?
It is. And I kind of want to give the whole advice but it's just, I mean, not to be, I don't want to like simplify this, but I was like, in my head originally, I'm like, well, I mean, relationships can be whatever you like, get a free pass. Like maybe talk about an open relationship. But I'm like, you also got married at 23. You've been married for 5 years. You already have kids. Like there's that. I don't want to be ignorant of and like assume that that those lifestyles are two totally different things. But I feel like I have to say, like, you can be in a monogamy is not for everybody. And also, if you have an open conversation with your partner, like there could be like some like, hey, I'm really attracted to this person. Like, are you cool with like bringing a third person into this for a night or something like that? Mm-hmm. But if you're not up for that,
go on a nice girls trip. Go to Vegas. Get your partying out.
Yeah. I think there's there's something like, I think it's a lot more satisfying for at least like young people, like young guys, like the idea of a young guy sleeping around versus a young girl sleeping around. Young guys are not great in bed. No. So like when I was like living my single life, it's not like I was like getting the best sex I've ever had. Like it was like fun and fine, but I more had happy memories exactly like with my friends and going out.
Yes, 1000%.
And like dancing and feeling fun and like the lack of responsibility. It wasn't necessarily like tied to like guys and hooking up. Yeah. But that's also just, I mean, just like young people, young boys are not great in bed usually. Yeah. So I don't know. I think you're right. Maybe take like a vacation with your girlfriend.
Yeah. And like time away always helps remind you how much like you love being around this person or miss them and all that. So any time away is just going to do good, I think.
And maybe this is also coming from the fact that he's talking about how he wants another kid. And like it just feels like maybe you're like, oh shit, I don't want this. And also if your friends aren't there yet, like my friends and I always talk about like, we're like, so who's gonna be the first one to get engaged? Cause like, I'm not the first one fucking leaving the party. So like, if your friends aren't all there yet, it might feel like you're missing out on everything.
FOMO.
Which I think is totally valid. But then also I think despite the fact that you saying like your husband's great and you love him and he's awesome, there are some issues there that you haven't been addressing, whether that's like sexually or like it just feels like it's gotten kind of stale, or it feels like maybe you feel like you have a lot more responsibility as like a mom than he does as a dad, and you're resenting just the situation, not so much him. Yeah. But I think you need to like
spice it up.
Yeah. And talk to him about like,
the best thing you can do is be vocal and so that you're on the same page. Yeah. Because otherwise the resentment's going to build and you're going to take it out in wrong ways and he's not going to know where the anger's coming from.
And he's not going to know why you don't want to have another kid right now.
Yeah.
And like even just talking about it, like couples therapy would be great.
Yeah.
And just like sitting down with somebody you can talk about. And even like you guys clearly have been dating for a long time, but like got married young and had a kid young. So I think that that doesn't mean you have to continue doing everything at that same pace.
Yeah.
Like you can get there and have your first kid and like wait a while and kind of like enjoy that stage.
Yeah. I think they had their kid before they were married because he just got married in May.
Oh. Okay.
Not that really changes anything.
Yeah. Not really. But yeah, maybe it is like a responsibility thing that like there's something very like attractive about like your old, not tied down life where you didn't have to like, not that you don't love your kid, but like taking care of another human is like such a responsibility.
Big job.
The biggest thing ever.
It's a full-time job.
And so like, I don't think there's anything wrong with being like daydreaming and being like, fuck, sometimes I wish I like hadn't done all of this and I kind of had gotten, I don't know, whatever it is out of your system. And maybe if your husband's like talking too much about his old party days, can you just be like, can you not?
Can you shut the fuck up, please?
Shut the fuck up, please. As I breastfeed our child.
Can you not do this
can
right
you
now,
not
please?
talk about your body shots off of bitches as I
feeding our child
out of my fucking tit?
It's kind of body shot.
It is. Hey, that's an intimate fucking body shot. Intimate as hell. I don't know. I do think though, I understand the feeling though of like wanting not feeling like loving somebody or whatever, but then being like, but fuck, I want to still, I like missed out on like exploring new people and things like that. I don't think that's a fear, like something that's like you should be embarrassed or ashamed of. I think it happens to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I think you have to talk about it with your partner. As awkward as that is, because
it'll be a weight lifted off your shoulders once you just say it.
Yeah. And maybe like, no offense to him, maybe you're both like kind of slacking in the relationship. Like maybe you could both stand to put more effort in and you'd get more out of it and not be fantasizing about, like, again, grass is always greener. There are going to be certain things that that you don't even necessarily appreciate in your current relationship. And then you like look in another relationship, it doesn't have it. And you're like, oh wow, I didn't realize how much I really loved that or really needed that. But yeah. And a vibrator too.
Or like
that too.
Yeah. Dressing up as other people and meeting as strangers in a bar.
Get a babysitter. Yeah. Go to
Get
a bar.
yourself a babysitter.
Get yourself a fucking babysitter.
Get yourself a nanny.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fun. That's a good idea. Yeah.
A wild night out with a wig.
And let him impress you. That's like the thing. Like give him the opportunity to be the guy that you really like want him to kind of be. But he can't do that unless he knows what you're feeling and what you feel like you're lacking. But I would not bring up your ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, don't do that. Never leads to good things.
No. Start just being sexy. Just like get something cute and just be like, let's try something new and fun and like spice it up.
Yeah.
And then if it doesn't work, go to therapy and figure out if this is really what you want.
Try being sexy. If that doesn't work, go to therapy.
Yeah, go to therapy. Sexy time, then therapy. And masturbate the whole time.
3 favorite things.
Duh. Honestly, yeah. Like up top there. Huge fans of all 3.
With a blunt on top.
Yes. Oh, so nice. And I'm wrapped in a duvet cover.
Yeah.
And I have no bra on. It's living my best life. And there's chicken. Okay. Well.
A nice rotisserie chicken.
A nice rotisserie chicken.
I'm vegan.
I know you are.
Just don't speak that.
Sorry. Okay, we're gonna go on a quick break and we will be back.
Yeah.
Woo woo. This episode of Don't Blame Me is brought to you by me sucking on my own ween. Yes. Ooh, I like that little like last little slurp, like alphabet soup. Like get the cue. Get it. So guys, yeah, I'm just gonna take this moment. Can you imagine I just like take it to like meditate or just like read tweets about me? No, we're not gonna do that. If you guys didn't know, we now have a Instagram account called Don't Blame Me Pod or Don't Blame Meme Pod, which I honestly like. I still want to be like, follow us at Don't Blame Meme Pod, which like doesn't make any sense, but that's what it looks like. We've been posting when there's new episode there and new videos too. So if you guys are ever like, oh, well, when's the video component going to go up? You know, I would say that there's an immediate schedule, but also just tweet me, give me a friendly reminder to post the video.
They go up.
They go up when they go up.
But listen, go have a listen and then come back. Watch the video
This
later.
is such a good car podcast. Like, this is a primo car podcast. A, you can laugh. B, like, okay, the amount of time we say penis or like talk about sexual things, like that's a great time. And then you can then wait a little while, then watch the video component to be like, did Megan remember to change her shirt? Did anything happen that like looked cool that I could see? Do you have a crush on anyone? Are you a big fan of Andrea Russett or Leo Howard? And you're like, I want to see what they look like. I mean, you could also just see what they look like on the internet. But yeah, and it's been fun seeing you guys. Also, like, you can tag us when you're watching the episode, which has been kind of my favorite part of it, is seeing you guys posting Instagram stories or Instagrams of being like listening or watching the new episode of Don't Blame Me. And I'm like, whoa, this is cool. This is a person I don't know who watches and listens. It's not just Mats doesn't even listen, but you know, whatever. Honestly, Aislinn, you know, floored how she still listens, because every single time we hang out, clearly every day, except she abandoned me to go to Canada for a week. Pretty upset about it. I told her, I'm like, send me pictures. Is it pretty? Is it snowing? She's like, oh, so sorry. I just saw this. I'm like, that's fine. It's okay. But she literally every single day after I record, or every day we record the podcast, she'll come over and she'll be like, oh my God, tell me about it. How was it? I'll tell her all of the fucking calls and questions. And then we'll like get in her car like a week later, and then she'll be listening to the episode. I'm like, I told you everything that happened. She goes, well, I wanted to hear it too. I just like listening to the advice. But yeah, so follow us on Instagram, guys. And if you have yet to subscribe to us on iTunes, Apple Podcast app, please do it there. That's the first place the podcast is uploaded. So if you're like a real fan, like a true diehard fan, and you want it immediately, you can listen to it there and leave us a review. It makes my life good, makes everything happy. Big fan of that. And we're going to be going through a little bit of a facelift. Don't Blame Me podcast, getting some Botox, maybe some filler, some subtle filler. Mm-hmm. We're not getting big like Pringles lips.
Right.
Just maybe a little bit. Like, you know, maybe a laser laser treatment, clarify the skin, exfoliate. So
get that glow.
So we're looking into getting a new logo, guys. So if any of you graphic designers out there are existing and you want to take on a project for your favorite podcast, send us an email at meghanpodcast@gmail.com. I would love to see your work. And that would be great. It'd be awesome. I would be a huge, huge thankful fan. Also because one person did comment like, Megan, the logo always looks like you're a little kid. And then like, I like see the logo as you're being like, come fuck slut Natasha. And I was like, God, that is a little creepy. Because I'm wearing pajamas.
I know. And you're kind of laying down.
Yeah, you can't see my wingspan. My height really does add to my age. And if you can't see it, it's like, who is that baby face on that tiny body? And then I spread out.
And then you listen to the podcast and you're like,
oh, what a nasty bitch. Fucking nasty bitch. But yeah, guys, so graphic designers out there, show off your skills, rub it in that you went to college and I didn't, or maybe you didn't go to college. Yeah, it's the internet. You guys are crushing it. Cool, great, awesome. And if you ever have any questions about like what Melissa's bio is, go to our website. don'tblameme.show. You can clearly see that hers is professional and mine was written by me. But yeah, that's also where you can see the phone number. You can see the new videos. We've got a feed there where you can listen to. So check on that. And okay, guys, I'm going to stop talking and hear me talk more now.
Back to the show.
Okay, guys, we are back. We're ready for more calls.
Hi, Megan. I am 25 years old, and I was in a relationship with this guy for about 5 years, and it was really good until my insecurities got the best of me and started making me controlling in a relationship and not wanting him to talk to other girls because I was definitely terrified of being cheated on. He constantly encouraged me to move back in with my parents to save money. He wanted me to quit my job and get a different one, and he wanted me to start going to school. He moved to Arizona for a job, and I drove there from LA to visit him for a weekend, and everything felt so perfect. And he came to see me in LA after his job flew him there to find a place to live, and I told him that my plan was to move in with my parents in September and quit my job. When his job made him come back to LA, he broke up with me immediately after. And I haven't seen him since he's been back in LA. He told me that he wanted to be alone, that he needed some time to be, alone and just be away from me for a while. And not even 3 months after we broke up, he got into a relationship with this girl who was an issue in our relationship for the past 3 years. I felt very threatened by this girl from his old job. I love him deeply, and I want nothing more than to get back together with him. Do you have any advice on what I can possibly do to get him back, or do you think it's just a lost cause and that I should just move on? Thanks.
Oh, what a piece of shit.
What the fuck? Where does he live?
We'll go find him. Turn your location
right
on.
Fucking now.
Just want to
Taking
talk.
this on the road. We'll go vlog this shit.
It's always like whenever somebody has a gut feeling in a relationship about a girl or a guy, it is never nothing.
No,
like
it's not.
always something.
Mm-hmm.
I had that same thing happen to me where I was just like, this girl, like, I don't know, I have a weird feeling. He was like, don't, well, you're being psychotic. You're being crazy.
Oh my God.
Well, fast forward.
I go, whoa, guess what's fucking crazy now? Who's fucking crazy now?
Me, because I'm yelling.
Literally me. Oh my God. Yeah. That I just I mean, like so they've been dating. They had dated for 5 years, and then she said it kind of ended because she was getting like controlling and crazy by the end. Okay, let's talk about something. So you had this girl, this girl who he worked with. You said for the last 3 years have been an issue in your relationship, and you're saying you got randomly crazy and controlling into a 5-year relationship. And from what? Perchance might it be the fact that there was this girl who he is now dating? Like, you're very much validated. And like you sound like you're in. You just clearly got out of a relationship who is someone else who is very controlling. Yeah, and that even the way you're talking and saying it's not. You're taking responsibility for something that was not you. Yeah, he made you crazy in that situation. And now you had every right to be crazy. Mm-hmm. That's not a good guy. No. At all. And also, not to be the one, definitely was fucking that girl. Yeah. 100%. Like, there's no, that's just, It's just, yeah.
You deserve better, honey.
So much better. This isn't like an issue of you being controlling. This is an issue of like your boyfriend being untrustworthy.
Yep.
And that's like, you have like a complete human reaction.
Karma will get him.
Yeah. Oh, God. That fucking sucks, though.
Yeah, that does suck. It sucks. Like, it's one of those things where you're like, I don't want to be right.
Oh, no, totally.
You know?
Oh, my God, so much. I've been in that where you're like, you know that someone gives you an uneasy feeling and like he can tell you that you're crazy left and right, which I'm like, first of all, fuck you. And then, but it's
Trust
like,
your gut.
I know that I'm not.
Yeah.
And you will always know.
Yeah.
If you
It's
have
always
that
gut
feeling. Yeah.
It's the worst.
Ugh. But yeah, and I would just say trust that for the next time you go into a relationship. And then don't let guys tell you that you're being crazy.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're being like irrational about something, your feelings are still valid. And that's the thing that like my boyfriend and I have to constantly talk about, where I'm like, you're not allowed to call me crazy ever, even if I'm being crazy. Because if I feel a certain way, even if like what I think happened that made me feel this way, that could not be true, but I still feel this way. So we have to like address my feelings.
Yeah, and let's like dissect it.
Yeah.
Let's figure it out. But
Exactly.
don't call me crazy.
Yeah, Greg, that doesn't make me feel any less bad. Like, now I'm just mad too. So, but I think it's like a learning curve. And I think men tell women they're crazy all the time. So we kind of get in this blame game of being like, I'm so sorry, I'm just like insecure and crazy.
because it's easy. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, she's just being crazy. And people are like, oh.
Yeah, like, oh my God, what a crazy
like,
girl.
No, why is she being crazy? Probably because you are driving her insane.
Yeah. Give yourself more credit. And you need to be with a guy who's not gonna do that. And you're right. Karma, he'll get his own.
Karma.
Yeah. Don't get back together with him.
Karma's only a bitch if you are.
So much fucking better. Karma's the bigger bitch than I could ever be. Sometimes I said that as like a picture.
That was like my MySpace header.
One of my friends commented on it because I had to capture my picture on MySpace, and they were like, "No, you could be a pretty bitch."
Like, no, I've seen you be a bitch.
I was like,
You're worse.
It's true. Yeah, it's true. I reserve it only for good.
Only for good.
Yeah, I only use it like for good, or like if I'm drunk and I need to end somebody.
Yes, I feel it. Sometimes it feels good just to let it out.
Oh my God, like when you contain them for a long time.
Yes,
I let out my psychotic side when my boyfriend and I got in like a terrible fight. His face went sheet white, and he was like, "I never want to see that ever again," because I don't yell ever.
Yeah,
and I just like lost my shit. And he was like, "I am."
It's like a release.
So sorry. Oh my God, it was. I have goosebumps talking about it. Like I was just like, oh, "She's back, bitches."
Yeah, I got to do that on set. I just finished Guilty Party, and I had a scene where I got to just bitch somebody out, and I was just like, this feels so good.
Yes.
And they were like, that was a little too real. Are you okay?
Cathartic as fuck. I did that, and it was one of those things where I was just like, afterwards, like my eyes were really wide. I'm like, I
feel free.
It's a good time. Yeah. Okay, on to the next call.
So we're gonna get really serious with this next call.
Oh no.
So I just trigger warning for anyone for rape.
Oh.
Hi, Megan, and whatever lucky guest is fortunate enough to get to hear about my life problems. I'm not going to tell you my name because you'll beep it out anyway, but I'm 23 years old. I've had kind of a strange series of events in my life recently, and I need some no bullshit advice. So recently I got way too drunk at brunch with my coworker, which was super classy. And she brought me back to her house so I could sleep it off before going home. I woke up to her husband's friend groping me and fingering me on the couch, so I tried to push him off without making a huge scene because his fiance was on the other couch and I just didn't want it to be a shit show. But obviously that didn't happen. She saw what was happening and she punched him in the face and stormed off, and it was a whole big mess. Obviously I felt super violated after this, and I felt like I needed to do something to kind of take back my own body. So there's this guy who I've been hooking up with on and off for 5 years. We never had sex because I was a virgin, and I was waiting for the right time, and the timing with us was always a little bit off. So after this whole fiasco, I finally had sex with him, and it was great because I felt like I was back in control. But to him, this seemed kind of out of the blue, and he kept asking what changed and why now, since I was so adamant before. I know I don't necessarily owe him any kind of explanation, and I told him I just changed my mind at the timing felt better, but he still keeps asking. I think he kind of thinks that something's off. So what I want some advice on is, do you think that it would be a bad idea to tell him my reasons behind why now? I don't want him to feel like I used him as like sexual therapy, but I guess I kind of did. I don't know. I'm just not sure if telling him would backfire on me or not. So thank you so much. Hopefully you could help me.
Oh my God, I want to give her a hug.
I know.
First of all, I'm so sorry. That's Oh my God. And the fact that that's not even really what the call's about is like insane.
Yeah.
Which, oh my God. That just like gives me a pit in my stomach.
I know. I had a pit in my stomach listening to that.
I think it's like just to address the second part, I don't think you need to tell him anything. Like, I think it's the act of reclaiming your body. I totally understand. And like, fuck yes, go you. I'm so glad that like you feel empowered and great and you feel like you own your body again, because you do. And that guy's a fucking jackass. So I think whatever you need to do to make yourself feel better in any situation, like that's all on you. You don't have to explain it to anybody else. And the act of reclaiming your body was because some guy took that away from you, and you don't need to involve another guy in it. Like it's about you. And so if you feel like you want to, as a part of like any sort of like healing process, but you don't owe him any sort of explanation and his like satisfaction of knowing, or if he's like just like harboring you and asking you over and over again, you can make up a lie. Like you don't, I don't think it's not about him at all.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing. It doesn't involve him. Yeah.
And it's not about him. Like, it's just like, this was about you. And because what had happened before was not about you, that was about some fucking asshole. You needed to do something about you. And if you think that he's going to read into it that it's about him, then you don't have to tell him. But I don't think like hiding it from him is bad at all or anything. Cause he's not, you don't know him.
Yeah.
Any of that stuff.
Agreed.
I don't know if you've talked to anybody else about the situation. And I don't think, I don't know if you haven't really, if you've only called into the podcast and talked about it, and if you haven't really talked about it with somebody like a therapist or anything like that.
Yeah.
But just, I just don't want you to be in a situation at work where you feel like
uncomfortable or like
if she knows or if she doesn't know.
Yeah.
Just making sure that just like you did with the guy that you're seeing now by like reclaiming your body, you're taking that power and like that redeeming that kind of control in other aspects of your life too.
Yeah.
And if there's anything like in your workplace that you feel like you need to address or whatever you need to do to like feel like you can move through the situation and move past it.
Yeah. And even like you said, therapy, like it's talking about it and just saying it out loud and getting it almost like out of your body in that sense. Just speaking about it also helps a lot. Like for me personally too, just talking about it instead of suppressing it feels like a release as well. So like I would suggest that.
Yeah. Because everybody's journey with that stuff, and like everybody has obviously seen the Me Too movement, which is insane how like I don't know any girl who hasn't been in like a terrible situation in varying different ways, that I think like just making sure that you're taking care of all aspects of yourself, not just your physical self and like the mental aspect of it too, because it like it's not okay. Like no matter how drunk you are in any situation, like you didn't consent to anything. Yeah. And so, you just need to feel, you need to feel safe and like feeling safe and feeling heard and just knowing that you didn't bring this upon yourself at all. And if exactly like Andrea said, talking to people, whether it's like, if you have like a friend, like any friends or a therapist or someone that you know that you can confide in that won't tell you that you walked into a situation because you didn't. And whatever you need to do to feel good. Ugh, makes me so sick. Ugh, scummy. Well,
for real.
Giving you a massive like voice ear hug. Creepy. I don't know.
A little creepy,
but and go you for reclaiming your body back with that guy. Yeah. I hope it was good. I hope it gets good. The first time's not always like super fun.
We're figuring things out.
Okay. But they had been hooking up for like 5 years, so they might have been comfortable with each other.
Hell yeah. That's a lot of practice time.
That's a lot of practice. He's definitely probably good at going down on her.
Oh yeah.
5 years in the making.
No sex.
Yeah. He's gotten good at that stuff. 100%. Okay. So that's producer's corner time. Where Mel, do you want to take away? Do you want to say what you're gonna what you're bringing?
I'm bringing someone that's calling with a response to another caller.
Okay.
So this is from the episode with Hannah Hart. And the question was from the caller that she would get off on girl porn, but she considered herself straight and she wanted to know what it meant if she was watching girl on girl porn. So this is someone that's calling in with some related advice.
Cool. Love some good porn talk.
Love it.
Love a good porn talk.
I'm curious to know.
Hey Megan, this is a callback in regards to the episode with Hannah Hart. So it was, I think, the very first caller. She was talking about how she identifies as straight. She thinks, but she mostly gets off on girl porn. And I have actually called your show with the same issue, which I'm not super bitter that I didn't get on it and she did, so like it's fine. But so I actually have had a boyfriend for 4 years. I do identify as straight, and I actually had a whole meltdown at him one time because I was like, I don't know if I'm bi because like if I have to watch porn, like I want to watch girls. And I was like, I'm so sorry. Like I felt horrible. Like I don't know why I felt horrible, but I had the same issue basically. And he was like, it was really good to talk to him about it because he was like, honestly, he was like, I do the same thing. He said, I think it's just because like with guys, it's so like, you know, them slamming their dicks into a girl's pussy. But when it's girl on girl, it's more sensitive. And like, for me personally, I love being eaten out. And that's a lot of like girl on girl porn. So it's easy to like see that and kind of like be able to feel it more. Like you can like pretend like it's happening, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. So I don't know. I guess I just want this girl to know that she is not alone in feeling this. Does not have to be confused unless, you know, if you're attracted to men and women, that's great. You're bi. But just because you enjoy girl on girl porn doesn't necessarily make you bi, and that is a lesson I had to learn mostly on my own with the help of my boyfriend. So yeah, thanks for being so open and honest on your show. I love it. I love you, and thanks for being the older sister that I never had.
Oh, I'm old. I feel so old. I mean, in the episode, first of all, I just want to say, I'm so sorry your call didn't get on, but I hope this is a lesson for other people. So many times when people call in and they think like their problem is like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I'm like, if you only knew that there are 7 questions that are almost exactly like this. And we just like, okay, let's pick the one that's about like the boyfriend who's obsessed with porn, or like, let's pick the one about like the girl who wants to dump her boyfriend. So just now know, comforting that this pretty much happens with almost every call.
Yeah, we get like hundreds of calls every week, so it's hard to pick what we're going to do for that week. So just know that if we don't get to yours, it's probably because there's someone that's very similar to you.
Or we've already recorded an episode that may not be out yet that has like it will address something super similar. But yeah, even in the episode with Hannah we were talking about, I don't know where I read it. I always keep saying I read an article, and I'm like, I probably just read a tweet. But it was about how like men get off, like heterosexual men get off from watching like heterosexual porn and then girl on girl porn, and girls will get off on watching heterosexual porn, and like heterosexual women will get off on watching girl on girl porn, and like heterosexual porn, and then also occasionally guy on guy porn. Really? But like women's like send like scepters to I don't even whatever it was, something. Yeah, it was your dopamine. No,
well, dopamine. It would play into that.
Yeah, but it was something about their levels of some whatever chemical is more sensitive. Yeah, and that it will spike easier on certain things. So yeah, that was like I think our advice with Hannah. We're like, it doesn't have to mean anything if you don't want it to.
Yeah,
but yeah, girls are hot.
Interesting.
Yeah. And we were saying too in that one that with girl on girl porn, they focus a lot on girls going down on each other. Yeah. So you can imagine yourself in that situation.
As opposed to just getting like railed from behind. And like you can tell she's acting. Yeah. Like her eyes are glazed over and she's fully acting. So not as not
romantic.
Yeah. Oh my God. Just like, he fucks her for 2 seconds. She like screams, comes. And I'm like, where's your clit? No one's touching anything.
Nothing's happening.
Nothing's happening here at all.
Nipples are soft.
Nipples soft. Can you imagine? Oh my God. That's crazy. But yeah, I feel like, a lot of people who can experience this kind of thing.
Totally. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Awesome. Great. Well, cool. That's it for our show.
Yay.
Oh my God, Andrea, thanks so much for being on.
Thanks for having me.
You're great. You should come back.
I'll come back.
come back.
Okay.
Yay. Great. It's settled. I love it. If you guys like this episode and you want to follow us on Instagram, check us out on Don't Blame Me Pod. Meme pod. It looks so stupid, but it's all lowercase.
I love those. For the names, it's like, where does the line get drawn?
Yeah. And I'm the child of the internet, so I'm like, meme. And I'm like, that's not what it means. It's like end of blame and then me. It's like meme. Don't blame meme pod.
Meme pod.
But yeah, where can people find you on the internet?
At Andrea Russett, of course.
Pumping out quality content.
No. I don't know about quality.
I watch all of your YouTube videos.
Really?
I do. I really enjoy them.
My channel has slowly turned into just me doing things high.
You're Jenna Marbles now. No, dude, you are.
You know how I feel about her.
But you are. It's become just like, it's so clear. Like Andrea's doing this for Andrea.
Yes, totally.
And
like online shopping while high. It was the most fun I've ever had.
Love it. Drunk Andrea versus high Andrea gave me so many VidCon flashbacks.
I literally was blacked out in that video.
I could tell.
I know. I watched it back and I was like, I don't remember any of this.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I really, I'm just so committed that I gave it my all.
Yeah, method.
I'm
method as fuck. Get real drunk.
Get real high. I was at the high where I was like, oh no.
There's somebody like, can we film this another day?
Sandra was helping me film it and I was like, she knows.
Oh my God.
She knows I'm high. She thinks I'm being weird.
Oh God. Rough. Yeah. Okay. Well, if you guys want to follow Melissa and I, we will have our socials linked down below as well. And if you want to find out where to listen to the podcast, go to don'tblameme.show. We're on iTunes. Subscribe to us there. The video will also be up on YouTube soon, so you can see how fucking cute you look in your Reformation lookalike dress. You're living in summer and I'm living in laundry day.
No, see, what I'm doing is living in an apartment with no windows. So I have no idea what I'm walking out to.
Yeah, you are ready for summer.
Yeah, I walked outside and I was like, okay, sure.
Okay, I guess it's October now.
We'll do this.
Fuck it, who cares? If you guys want to be in another episode, give us a call at 310-694-0976. And international listeners, you can send us an audio file to meghanpodcast@gmail.com. And if you're a callback, if you've been on a previous episode, we'd love to hear from you. Give us an update on how things are going. If you took my advice, if you didn't take my advice. I really want to know about the homewrecker girls too. No offense. I don't want to call you guys that.
The homewrecker girls?
The girls who have been hooking up with married men. I'd love to know what's happened.
That was a thing?
Yeah, apparently that's my audience. And they're like, I feel like Megan, do you understand the amount of, and they'll preface it being like, Megan, I feel like you'll get this. I'm like, what am I giving off? What vibe at all?
Now I need to know.
I think I have a lot of subscribers who found me in college and then they just stuck around. And I'm like, that's a different girl.
That's a different girl.
A different girl now. I'm like, what are the grandmas who drink tea? They're just listening. They're like, I have nothing to call about.
Problems. I just like to listen.
I just want to listen. Oh my God. The two sides of my personality.
Me.
Drunk me and sober me. Ooh, drunk me came out in Mexico City when I got in a fight with my boyfriend. I was like, I'll have half a glass of wine. And he was like, oh no. I was so mad for a solid 2 hours, like just
half
mean.
A glass of wine?
And then I was sober and then I was just nauseous.
Did you get drunk off half a glass?
Wasted.
I have like 2 glasses of wine every night.
Oh my God, I can't. My tummy hurts so bad.
Really? I love wine.
Oh, it makes me sad drunk too. Or apparently angry drunk this time. I think I was just depressed in college, so anytime I drink anything,
there's just a deeper issue here.
Which is why you don't drink that much anymore.
Yeah, literally true. I'm like, this makes me sad. I'm like, maybe I should just not drink.
Stop doing this thing that makes me sad.
Exactly.
See, I have that issue, but I just keep doing it.
Yeah, no, I can't. My stomach can't handle it.
Oh,
I just throw up too much.
Ooh.
And I have lash extensions, and it
you
just
can't be doing that.
No.
Oh, I see.
It'll pop blood vessels in my face. I don't want that.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's it for the episode.
Yeah, we'll end it there.
It's a real goodbye. Okay, guys. See you next week.
Bye.
Don't Blame Me is a production by me, produced, directed, and edited by Melissa DeMons. Post-production sound by Chris Henry, production assistant Julie Carley, and music by Giacomo Picasso and Ryan Hunter. I'll see you guys next week, and don't blame me if your life, completely fucks up before then. Oh.
As a podcast network, our first priority has always been audio and the stories we're able to share with you. But at Realm, we also sell some pretty cool merch, and organizing that was made both possible and easy with Shopify. When you think about successful businesses like Aloe or Allbirds or Skims, an often overlooked secret is the business behind the business that makes selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. That's because nobody does selling better than Shopify. It's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret that's definitely worth talking about is that Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%. That's more happy customers and way more sales going. If you're hoping to grow your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all. I'm JJ.
Hey, guys. It's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests who share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
Contained herein are the heresies of Radolf Buntwine, erstwhile monk turned traveling medical investigator. Join me as I study the secrets of the divine plagues and uncover the blasphemous truth that ours is not a loving God, and we are not its favored children. The heresies of Radolf Buntwine, wherever podcasts are available.
Listening to a podcast should be time well spent, and I promise it will be if you'll give this podcast a try. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in every episode, I talk with leading experts on topics I know you will find fascinating. From why people can't keep secrets, what your favorite music says about you, why your pet acts in strange ways, and so much more. Something You Should Know is designed to give you information you can use in your life and give you great intel that you can share with others. I'm told it's a binge-worthy podcast, and with over 1,000 episodes, there's a lot to binge on. Something You Should Know has been ranked in the top of the Apple Podcast charts consistently for a long time. I know you're going to like this. I just need to get you to try it. Something You Should Know. It's available wherever you listen to podcasts.